the wind sleeve.
All
Oh,
right, so
fuck.
start close.
There
We'll
goes
get
demonetization already.
start close, and we'll get this mic situated.
Got it. All right, that was test one. You gonna do test one again or go to test two?
I go to test two.
Test two.
Keep going.
Test three.
Right there.
So if I just sit right here where I normally do.
Yep.
All right, now let's try it with the wind sleeve.
Okay.
I'm used to just talking into a fucking computer. It's just too tech savvy for my prehistoric ass. Uh-huh. It's like putting on a condom. First time, maybe. All right. Hola, me llamo Dora.
Okay. Go to test 3.5.
Hola, me llamo fucking Dora.
Right there's good.
Maybe if I put it up here, out of the way, so that way I don't have to fucking.
That
All right, how's this sound right here? Final
sounds fine.
test.
That sounds fine.
Good. Sounds fine. I need to
Yes.
sound exceptional,
I mean, we are recording
considering
through
we have
Zoom.
microphones now.
Yeah, but we're recording through Zoom, so it's not gonna sound that good. I
What's
mean,
an
it sounds
alternative to Zoom? When do we graduate from Zoom?
to Riverside. Do we want to spend a lot of money?
No,
Nothing.
no.
We're using Zoom for free through my college.
About the old one people used before Zoom.
Skype?
Yes, Skype.
Nah,
Imagine that's
nah,
probably shittier.
nah. All right, I think we're good right this. I love for the viewers for the YouTube. Well, let's start with the audio listeners. My mic is in front of my face. Zach's is just off to the side of the screen, but it somehow works.
Why does yours work?
I don't know. I don't know.
This inconsistent ass technology.
No, look, it works. It's fine. It looks good.
Yeah, it works, but no, I was looking forward to like being like Colin Cowherd and being like this and saying Jalen Hurts. You know, put so much emphasis on his S's. Jalen Hurts is a good leader. But I had him as a 15th best quarterback. That's just the way it is.
You kind of sound like a
Anyway,
robot.
I am a robot.
You could
All right.
turn you could turn the mic to like kind of angle it towards you.
Yeah, I also read the manual, and you're supposed to talk into where it says Moana.
Yeah,
I know it's Moana, but Mano.
whatever.
How do you pronounce
Anyway,
this?
I don't know.
Mayano. You're supposed to talk into where it says Mia. Maybe yours is backwards. Maybe that's why it's not as overbearing.
I don't care.
Are you talking into the Mayano logo?
No.
You're not? Is it on the back?
Yeah.
Well, that explains it then. Yeah, you're
Anyway,
supposed to talk into the logo.
well then
So
turn your
you're
fucking turn
pro.
your shit
ma-
turn your shit around.
That's literally that's not what the manual says. The manual says to do it this way. Am I gonna go against the Moana manual?
I mean, depends.
Do you know how long it's gonna take me to turn this thing around? I'm not doing that.
Okay,
I'm gonna stick with this. If it sounds good, it sounds good.
it sounds fine.
All right, send me one more snap and I can confirm if it's up to my standards.
Well, you can't. It's coming through my headset
Can't. How'd you send me those Snapchats then?
because I didn't plug. I didn't put my headset in, so it wasn't reverbing from my computer audio into my mic.
Swear to God, if I listen to this later and it's not up to my standards, we're gonna have to re-record the whole thing,
That's fine. We'll do it.
word for word.
That's fine. I'll have
All
the
right.
audio. I'll have the Zoom transcribe our podcast, and we'll just read it like we're reading like a screenplay.
All right. So out of 10 through your ears, how does it sound? out of 10.
8.
That's not good enough.
What, what do you mean? It's a fucking Zoom recording. What do you want me to say?
Is 10 an option?
No, 10's never an option.
So this comes down to a Zoom thing then. Fine.
Oh, wait. That sounds fine right there.
Here?
Yeah,
All right, so that would be here.
that sounds good.
So that's too close, right?
A little.
So right there.
Right there.
I didn't move it at all.
Okay, right there is fine.
Caught you in the act.
All right. So,
Damn it. Now this is blocking the goddamn Fight Club poster. Fuck. If I lower it a little bit. I'll lower it right here. It'll be the same distance.
that's fine.
Good. That was bothering the shit out of me. All right. Well, this has been the least productive intro so far,
All right, we're good.
but at least we figured it out.
We did.
All right. So this is about 1.5 Dixon type Conderogas.
Okay.
Got it. All right. Next order of business.
All right.
Can't put the pencil
So
down.
here we are. Zach and I are back. Jawn Street Pod Films, episode 13. Who are you going as today?
Has it been 13 episodes already?
Yes.
Or I should say 2 months between every episode. We've managed 13 of these. It's been
Yes.
like 3 years.
Something like that.
Uh, who should we be today?
So who are you currently?
Not Barry Keoghan.
Okay. So for
We
if you guys don't know
already
what we're, if
knocked
you
that
don't
out of the park.
so when you don't know what we're talking about, Zach changes his maybe I've said before, Zach changes his Zoom name every single episode. So we're trying to figure out who he wants to be today.
Um, all right.
And he's typing. He's very
Get you
focused.
some nice ASMR with these new mics. I need like a glass bottle that I can hit with my nails. All right. Uh, we'll do a nice for any
There we go.
fans of the court out there.
There you go. It's you legal fans that listen to our show.
Yeah,
Zach, why don't you?
Nolan v. America.
Perfect. All right,
More specifically, Oppenheimer v. Barbie.
so episode 13. Um, let's jump right into our stuff. You have
Let's
finally
jump right into our stuff.
let's jump right into our stuff. Okay, you've seen how far are you in Succession?
2 episodes. Right
Perfect.
now, I'm on pace to finish this by 2024 sometime.
All right.
I might start jumping up to 2 episodes a week. I watched it on Wednesday,
Okay.
and it's not exactly what I was expecting when I went in. It's a lot funnier than I thought it would be. Specifically, that fight. I'm talking about episode 2 now,
Yes.
obviously. The the sibling arguments they're beginning to be my like weekly thing that I look forward to. The slap fight between uh Kieran Culkin's character. Why am I forgetting his fucking name? Roman, and I always forget her. What's her name?
Shiv.
Sister? Shiv. I don't know how I forget Shiv. It's like one of my favorite types of weapons. So that was funny. These like mid 40-year-olds like slapboxing each other in a hospital. But I think one of the funniest lines that I heard that I wasn't expecting to I don't LOL a whole lot. I don't laugh out loud a whole lot,
Thanks for
if
telling me
ever.
what that. I didn't know what that meant. LOL.
Yeah. and LOLing and I was OMGing.
Okay.
But when Greg gets sent back to the apartment to go get the papers and then the slippers, and then he's playing with the bell and he knocks it over. And then the maid shows up in the room and he just says, "I'm sorry if my bell summoned you." That was one of the funniest lines I've heard in a show in a long time.
So
I
that's the
think
reason. That's the
mostly just
reason.
because
That's
I
all
wasn't
he is in.
expecting it.
That's all he is in the show. He's just like that, like those one or two liners, like an episode that like cut the tension of like the drama between like the family. Greg's just they call him they just it's not a spoiler, but they end up calling like you're just being Greg. Like you're just Gregging around.
Yeah, quit dragging around and send you home to get my strap on. But again, have you finished Barry yet, or you
Yes, I
still have some
have.
episodes left?
I have
Yeah,
finished.
I got a little bit of catching up to do. It's the tortoise versus the hare, and I'm clearly the tortoise, which I'm very familiar with, considering I've been taking care of Dean's turtle all weekend. So we're pretty tight now.
Yeah,
I know what
so
it's like to be the tortoise in the race, but
so Dean
so
Dean
far I'm
was
loving it.
this last week. Dean was battling. He was basically you can consider Dean as a first responder this last week. He was in New York City while the Canadian wildfires were just absolutely turning the city into Las Vegas from Blade Runner 2049 and or Gotham City, depending on the time of day.
It's very cinematic. I prefer the way that it looked. I even got over the smell of it being outside for so long yesterday. Kind of get used to it. So I guess that's how smokers feel.
Yeah, they said that if you were in New York City, like during the time, like during like the worst part of the smoke covering, it's just like smoking 6 packs of cigarettes a day.
Eh, I've been around family members who smoke all the time. It's just sometimes your lungs, that's why you get two lungs.
Yeah,
Some lungs are built for it and some aren't. That's for all my asthmatics out there. I'm not asthmatic, but I'll be sympathetic toward your situation
yeah. No, we just have
to a certain degree.
emphysema, but that's fine.
But if I mean, if the sky could look like that without the adverse health risks, I would take that every day. I think it's way more interesting than like a blue clear sky. It just look I prefer a cinematic world to the
Boring,
boring
mundane world that we
fucking
live in.
not a cloud in the sky or sometimes a few clouds rolling by and you can see for miles. That's stupid.
Keep everyone on their toes.
That's why I like when video games do that because they can't render all of that um land, so they put like cinematic clouds and stuff so you can only see a certain distance.
That's what you
That's
want
how I
this
want to
world
live
to
life.
be.
I want to live
You
life
want to
dry.
live life. You want to live life as an unrendered video game.
Yeah, I want it to be even more extreme though. I would prefer not to be able to see 50 yards in front of me.
All right, that's very extreme. That's very very extreme. It's almost like you're living in that movie, The Mist.
Well, that's probably the most extreme version, but I just think it would be pretty cool to like just walk around outside because I don't know any of my neighbors. I've been living here almost a year. I don't know any of my neighbors. They don't know me. So I want to be able to like walk outside in like a unrendered haze and like subconsciously I know they can't see me, but like, I know at the same time they're not thinking that. They don't give a shit. But I think it would be cool to just walk around outside like not hunting them, but me knowing that they can't see me. That's not the thought of a fucking psychopath. I don't know what is. But
You,
I don't retract that statement at all. I
Now,
think it'd
would
be
you
cool
have
to just be
so
unseen.
in this cinematic world, would you have like heat vision goggles or something, so where like you could see their heat signatures and they just can't see you?
No, I think that's a kind of a cheat code. I don't want to have like predator vision.
Okay,
Um, no double meaning intended. If you know the movie Predator and sexual predators, let me break it down for you. I know you already understood the reference, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
okay,
But no, I don't want like heat vision. It takes away the thrill of the hunt. I want to Not that I'm actually hunting my neighbors, but like I want the satisfaction of not being able to see them and tracking them in the mist.
I love it.
I'm not
So
actually hunting them though. I want to make that abundantly clear. I'm not hunting my neighbors.
let's write the script right now.
Yeah. Um,
All right, so Succession
well,
episode two.
no, that's rabbit hole number one. That's rabbit hole number one. Arguably the weirdest one we've gone down.
We really have. Um,
All right, rabbit
okay,
hole one, hunting neighbors, done. Love it.
so all right, so
Love
like
it.
so through two episodes, what do you think? Like, do you have any anticipation of what you think like season one's gonna end up being?
Not really. Um, I mean, I know this show is called Succession, so I'm gonna guess they're gonna keep on. Although, Kendall and Roman were made the CO and COO, I think it's called. So that was the finale of the second episode, and then the final shot was of Logan waking up from his brain hemorrhage and finding out that there's what was it, $3 billion in debt that uh, Kendall didn't know about. So building drama episode to episode. There is, but I'll say it again, there's a lot more humor than I thought there was going to be in the show so far, at least.
Mhm.
But so far, so good. I'm going to try to get up to at least two episodes
Get up to
a
at least
week. I know
episode three by
that
next
does
week.
seem like, oh my God. I might give you half of episode three by next week.
All right,
Yeah, because this movies list, I still haven't gotten around to any of those, but I will. Just haven't
perfect.
had the time.
Oh, it's fine. We're good. Look, we were living in an
Plus,
unprecedented.
I mean, I can't go anywhere now, so I guess I kind of have to. Long story short, my car broke down again for
Oh
good this
boy.
time.
Oh no.
Well, it's a very butterfly effect type of a story how it happened, and it begins with the text that my mom sent me last Friday. So she texted me that my family's going to the beach for this called the Barefoot Country Music Festival, I think. So they're going there. Then my mom said it was a Thursday to a Monday, and she asked me to dog sit, and I said yes. So that was last weekend, and she texted me, next weekend we're gonna be gone from Thursday to Monday. Could you dog sit JoJo? And I said, sure. She regretted to inform me though that it was actually 2 weeks, so that would be next week. So I packed up my not me, I didn't ask any questions from then on out. So I packed up a bunch of shit, packed up my car. It took about 10 minutes while I was packing up my car. I put the key in the ignition again for 10 minutes at the most so I could listen to the radio while I was packing up the car. And the second that I packed uh my last bag, the radio popped, which isn't that surprising if you know my car, the radio pops like once or twice every time I use it. I'm listening to the radio and it just sounds like it explodes. It's usually a very simple fix for this. I just hit the power button on the radio, count 5 seconds, hit it again, and it'll slowly phase back in.
Okay.
So I hit it again. I hit it, nothing happened. So then I turned the ignition and then just and it fucking died. All that from just leaving the keys in the ignition for 10 fucking minutes, which obviously means I need a new battery or a new alternator or something. But you would think my car would have given me some signs of that before. It hasn't had any trouble starting up. I mean, I drove to and from softball yesterday without incident.
Well, that's good.
So if at any point I had texted my parents during the week, even before I put the keys in the ignition today, I would have known that it was next week. The keys never would have gone in the ignition for 10 minutes, if that. My car would still be alive. I would have been able to work and earn money today to pay the rent for this place, which may or may not be going up depending on if somebody replaces Sean in the summer.
Mhm.
A lot to think about. Long story short, very long story, simplified. I don't have a working car right now, so I can't go anywhere. So I might as well watch the movies on this list and maybe watch half an episode of Succession tomorrow.
Wonderful.
So there's that. That was both. It's not even a funny story, but it's more of a time killer because I don't have that many topics. There just generally isn't a whole lot of news coming out this week on the movie front. So that's more of a time killer. In the future, those will be um, stories like that will be replaced by Raid Shadow Legends ads. So don't worry.
Okay, good.
All right,
Uh,
onward and upward. We haven't talked about fucking. I talked about Succession a little bit, sort of. No notes, just fumbled my way through that. So that sucked. You finished Barry.
I have finished Barry.
Maybe you could pick me up on the on
All
deck circle. I think I just struck out for about 10 minutes.
right, so
All right.
uh, so my season three is so I got to the Raven, and
Oh, the Raven.
I love the ongoing joke of the Raven. Um, wasn't what I was expecting, and I don't think it didn't make sense at all. And I think that they just kept going with it because they knew it really just didn't make sense, and then they leaned into it for like the entirety of the rest of the series, and it kind of just then like fit. It just like worked. So
It's
fucking
my
NoHo
favorite.
Hank calling Fuchs the Raven, and then it kind of just sticking throughout the entire series. It is actually brilliant. It's just so stupid, but it's so great.
It's my favorite fake alter ego turned into a real character, probably ever since Heisenberg. Probably.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's it's very funny. So
Um,
I'm probably gonna change um, my Snapchat name to the Raven. I think,
okay,
or the Raven 60,
okay,
because that's my softball number.
sure.
Or the Raven 48. I didn't get to pick that one. Like the league that I don't get the most enjoyment out of, I got to pick my number.
Um, okay, so
Slight rabbit
then
hole.
the episode, which I think was just a stupid, it was probably a terrible episode. Uh, it's titled Ben Mendelsohn. Um, and the only reason it's titled Ben Mendelsohn is because Sally gets interviewed for the show she's doing, and they ask her about her. It's a basic like film interview where they're just like, oh, okay, so like this is what your show's about, right? Who do you think's going to play the next Spider-Man? And she said, I don't know, Ben Mendelsohn. And they were like, okay, great. And like that was it.
That's what I love about the titles of every Barry episode is like there's no like deeper meaning. It's just like the most memorable line of the episode.
Yeah, and that episode was so dumb.
Or
It was such a
it does have a deeper meaning, but it's just I find the titles funny in their own
they
way.
are. Um, okay, so then Sally did her public speaking where she did her event. Um, she Sally in a public setting is just so cringy when she's around people. It's just very uncomfortable to watch. Um,
So I see you never came around on the Sally arc.
no, not yet.
Not yet. Didn't you finish it?
I did. I'm recapping season 3 right now.
Hmm. Okay. So you're keeping me and the audience, as I am the captive audience right now,
Yep.
intrigued.
So, yep.
Proceed.
Um, and the other kid, the kid that's in her show, that's only important in this season. She fucking sucks.
As
That kid
a
fucking
character or as an
as a
actor
as a
in the
character,
show?
as a character in Barry. That character fucking stinks.
Oh yeah,
Not a
but you see
fan.
what her use is in the
Yes,
show, right?
her use in the show is to try to warp uh Sally's mind in thinking that Barry is abusive because he yelled at her, which he is because he's a murderer, but she didn't know that. And so all of a sudden
She's supposed to be like the moral compass.
so she tells Sally like, "Hey, like you're in an abusive relationship. I don't like Barry. I don't like the way he yelled at you." And then Barry shows up to her event after it's over because of his side gig, and she just dumps him right on the spot. She's like, "We're done. Goodbye."
Things move very fast in Barry.
They do. And then Gene really sold Barry out at the end, and I really like wasn't expecting that. Um,
What a performance.
it was so season 3 took a turn in the theme. It went from less comedic, I think, to more just like a serious show. There's still
Hmm.
comedic beats to it, but it was like very dark and very it was more of a drama than it was a dark comedy.
There's definitely a tonal shift
And then
from
see,
1 and 2 to 3 and 4.
oh, then I think there's a big tonal shift from 3 to 4. So 4 starts off,
Oh, the biggest one yet.
yeah. So 4 starts off with Hank and Cristobal, and I was like, okay, so just my notes here. Hank gets dumped basically for fucking killing Cristobal's men by drowning him in sand. Um, and then Cristobal breaks up with Hank, goes outside, and Hank has him killed.
Yeah, but
Well,
then
wasn't ex-
they do that cool camera trick where
where
somebody
you
walks back in and he's
and you
out of
think
focus and he's
and he's
dressed like
wearing white.
Cristobal.
Yeah, and you think it's
And you
Cristobal.
think, and he always came back, and I thought that was brilliantly done.
That was very well done because I sat there on my couch and was like, oh, okay, he's not leaving, he's back. And then the guy looks at Hank and was like, he's gone, he's done. And they open the door and he's just shot in the head, and there's like four Chechens there just like with assault rifles. And so I enjoyed how that was. Um, I think the biggest thing in season 4 was there's an 8-year time jump, which I wasn't a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Um, and that so they set it up kind of because Gene is now uh terrified of Barry, and he thinks he's coming for him. And so Barry escapes prison, and and fucking Gene's son shows up to his house and shoots him through the door and then just like runs away, and like the most skimpiest little just like runs around the corner, and then an 8-year time jump. And he's just like hiding for 8 years. So the story Gene's storyline seemed a little too much at one point with all that. I wasn't a huge fan of the 8-year time jump. Um I don't think it quite fit. I felt like this season was rushed, or the ending of it was rushed. Um
Yeah, I can see that.
and then R.I.P. Hank just gets fucking shot by the Raven. And
But he definitely has the most, I would say, satisfying death in the show,
oh, he does. He dies on a Cristobal
especially
statue
compared
that
to
that he has made of
It's very
bronze,
poetic.
just in his right in the middle of his building. Um, so Hank gets shot, everyone dies. Um, fucking Barry has a kid. He's 8 years old.
Little John.
Little John. They're living in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere. I didn't know what was going on with this time jump. I didn't know what was real and what wasn't real. They're fucking living in a house that's in the middle of the desert or in the middle of like this field. Nothing around them within miles. They have working electricity. They have working plumbing. They have working everything. There's just no fucking. There's nothing. It's just a house in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's the very purgatory-esque.
It is. Sally and Barry are back together. They're married. They have this kid. Sally's a fucking waitress. They're going by alter egos. Um, it's so fuck. This is the end of the season. It's just so fucking weird, man. It was just so weird. They fuck. There's a scene where they're at this diner, and and the lady that works at the diner tells Sally like, "Hey, the cook's been fucking masturbating to you every night." And so she kind of flirts with him a little bit, takes him into the bathroom, and just like tries to choke him out. Just fucking tries to kill him. It's
The
just
life on
so
Barry's side a little bit.
a little bit, but it's just so weird.
I do
Um,
think they may have benefited from like splitting season four into two seasons, like
maybe,
season four and season five. But
or like if season four was an entire season and then season five was an 8 year time jump.
yeah, or they ease us into the time jump a little bit more.
Because they kind of just threw us right into it.
Yeah,
And so the Raven shows up, kills Hank. Hank's guys kill all of the Raven's guys. Hank or the Raven takes the son. Barry shows up, and then he kind of just like hands the son over and just leaves, and like that's the end of like the Fuchs storyline, which I felt like was just unfinished. Like I don't feel like it was like it just didn't like I just feel empty. Like I feel like something else needs to happen. And it just doesn't. So then Gene tries to start fucking writing this movie about the Barry situation. Barry hates it. He goes to Gene. Gene fucking just kills him. She shoots him twice, and that's and I, it's fucking. I'm not a fan of the season. It just didn't. It just stuff just seemed to happen. Like just like how my notes are so scattered because like shit just happens and like then it's over.
hmm.
So I don't really know. I don't have final thoughts put into words. Like it's just over. The show's just done.
Well, I think it's in very Barry fashion. Things randomly just happen out of nowhere. It's a very weird show, like from the jump,
It is. But like
even with the like the tonal shifts and everything.
the first two seasons kind of blended together. They kind of went well with each other. And then this last season just it just happened like this season just happened. Like it was just
It did
there.
just happen.
Like it was just there. Like Gene shoots Barry with this gun that's been teased the entire show, which okay, I mean, there's a lot of foreshadowing with it. And he shoots him in the chest and he
Chekhov's
goes, huh.
gun.
He goes, huh, wow. And then just gets shot in the head. Like it's it. That's it. So I don't
That was a very Barry. It was
it was a Barry
that
way
was
to
like the
kill
only way
Barry.
Barry could have died, I think.
Just like that.
And not with that weird that funny awkward humor that he has.
Yeah. He
Out of
just shot
all the
him.
ways he could have died, and it was Gene killing him, I think he's very surprised by that in his final moments. Oh wow!
Yeah, he
And
just
then
got
boom.
shot. And he's just done. And then she goes that I don't there's like another time jump where Sally's putting on this show. Her son's there. They go outside and this guy's hitting on Sally. And she asked permission basically to go on a date with him with her son. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then like the show ends.
Who has
Just
permission to go on a date
remember
with her
that
son?
Sally. She like asked this. She like says something to the son like, "Hey, um, like, is it okay?" And he's just like, "Yeah, sure." Because the guy asked her to like go get coffee or like a drink.
Wasn't it the other way around?
No, because they introduced and he was like,
And
"Do
her
you want to go
son
get like a?"
asked if she could go
Oh
to
yeah, he asked if he can go to like
his
spend the
friend's
night at
house.
somebody's house, and she said yes. And then he looked at her and he's like, "Is it okay?" And he basically said the same thing for like her to go on this date with this guy, and then it just
Yeah,
ended.
but she
And
didn't
then
want to.
no, but she asked him permission. He said yes.
Mm.
And then the son watches the movie that came out about the Barry situation, where they make
About the
Barry this
berry.
about the Barry, where they make Barry this hero, and Gene is the fucking madman. And I just it's a very Barry ending, but I don't think it made sense. I think it was just I think they just needed to like I think the writers room were like, we're just gonna put all of our ideas out onto paper and we're just gonna do it. And we're not gonna really second guess it. We're not gonna really think about it. We're just gonna shoot it, and that's just gonna be the end. And there's Barry, the whole series. You're like, oh, okay.
Well, it does move very fast.
It does.
But that's one thing I'll say about every season moves very fast. I mean, because it has to, because every episode is so short.
Mhm.
But
The one thing I can say I do like was the end credit part of the movie, like the Barry biopic or whatever that they made, where Barry gets his due, where he wanted to change his life. Uh, and so they kind of were like, Barry was buried, as a hero with all of his fault, like all that kind of shit. So I kind of looked at that like, okay, like Barry act like to the public, Barry got what he wanted to like not be a killer anymore, and the movie kind of showed that. Um, but I don't know, man. It was just very weird. I'm not a fan of season 4. Let's just put that.
it's a weird show. I'm curious to maybe when Dean's done watching it, we can have him on as a guest. Should intermittently have like a member of each different podcast guest on another podcast. It's a good way to cheat the system. You could have guests
It's
without
just
having actual guests.
it's just us.
Yeah, because I mean, the expectations are so much lower
Yeah.
than what they're about to be.
But yeah, that's my Barry's a good show. I mean, it was just rushed towards the end, and I think that kind of threw me off, uh, big time. I think they could
It's a
have.
great show that kind of rushes the ending, doesn't quite hit all the landings that you wanted to.
No, unless they did that
Overall,
on purpose, where they
I
were like,
mean, they
"That's
may
just
have.
Barry."
I mean, I don't think Barry's ever been a show that tries to necessarily satisfy the audience. I think it's always been a just the just weird situations, weird humor. I know not everybody finds it like that particular brand of humor funny. It's right up my alley, but um even season 3 and 4 when it gets less funny, there are these small moments that I can take some solace in, but it definitely I guess it comes down to if you prefer seasons 1 and 2 or seasons 3 and 4 because they're so different tonally. But
Well, I would prefer
um,
seasons 1 and 2.
yeah, I would imagine. I don't. I probably prefer seasons 1 and 2 as well, but um, seasons 3 and 4 also give you a lot too, especially on the dramatic side and like some of the deeper stuff, like when Barry's out on the beach with all of his victims. That kind of not supernatural stuff, but um, just the creative. I feel like the show they especially the episodes that Bill Hader. I almost said Alec Berg again. The Bill Hader directs. He has these creative ways of showing how somebody's feeling without saying anything. like when he's looking at Sally when she's on set, and then that a bullet hole starts to appear in her head.
Mhm.
You can sort of make out what Barry's feeling without a word being uttered. I like the the overall direction of the show in the third and fourth seasons.
Well, I
But
liked going to what.
I definitely like the way that I think the humor and the drama is balanced a lot better in the first two seasons as opposed to three and four, where they get almost go just full on serious drama.
Yeah. Now I like what you said about how like the Bill Hader directed episodes is how you could tell like the feelings of Barry without him saying it, like when you said the bullet hole in Sally's head. And I like when they did that, they started to take Sally from this actress, no drama, no nothing, like just a pure soul, and kind of morphing her into Barry, basically, when she kills that guy at the end of season two. And she then sees, she's like talking to somebody in like season four, and she sees like he take the cop where he takes the sunglasses off, and she sees the blood coming from his eyes, like when she stabbed that guy in the neck.
Yeah, it's
It's her
almost like
basically her
David Lynch
transformation.
vibes, kind of.
Yeah, it's like her transformation into Barry.
Yeah, but another thing I don't know if you noticed, but at various points throughout every season, it's mostly at the beginning or at the end of the season, and somebody will emerge from darkness and then they'll go back into darkness at the end, and all like bouncing off of the one line that Barry always says usually after he does something or murders somebody or does something horrific, and he says starting now, or someone else will say starting now.
Hmm.
And it looks like he's moving away from that life, and then he basically relapses again, and Barry will go into darkness, or uh, Fuchs will go into darkness. Every character goes back into darkness, back into sort of the way that they've like the true nature of themselves. They go back to that version of themselves, no matter how much they try to change. And I think that's the main purpose of the whole show is
Is that you
everyone
can't like you can't
trying
escape who
to
you actually are.
like yeah, people trying to be who they're not, and then sort of, I guess, fate like reeling them back in and reminding them of their true selves. It's a deeper analysis there, but um it is very two-sided. It is very not two-sided, but what I've noticed is there's a lot of the fence is right between seasons two and seasons three, and there's a lot of people on either side of that fence.
Hmm.
So I also don't think it sticks the landing. I don't know if it could have stuck. I don't know if they picked a different ending, if it could have stuck the landing, but I don't think it hit it's the perfect ending, but at the same time, it doesn't make me think any less of the show. I still love the show.
Oh yeah, I just wasn't a fan of how they wrapped it up. But
Understandable,
I mean, it's the same thing
but
with Game of Thrones. Not a huge
it's not
fan of
like a
how they wrapped it up, but it's not going to deter me from the rest of the show.
well, I mean, I think there's levels to this, but I mean, we can agree to disagree there.
Okay.
But that's Barry summed up. We can get Dean's thoughts when he's done the show. And by the time that happens, hopefully I'll be done with episode four of Succession, and we can talk about that in about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I like to work fast. We know this.
Yes.
All right, so that happens every time. That's the Barry and Succession portion of this episode. Um, brought to you by Seat Geeks. I'm completely lying, and we could get sued by Seat Geeks if we go any further with that. So we're not going to do that. Um, unless they do sponsor us in the future, which wouldn't make any sense considering this really has nothing to do with sports. But we're not sponsored by SeatGeeks, and I don't have any money for you to sue me for, so fuck you. Well, like
Yeah.
I was saying, this section, I don't know why I keep thinking that this is going to take up 10 to 15 minutes because it never does. I need to stop thinking that we're going to just breeze through these topics because that's just not the way we're wired here.
No,
We like
no,
to
it's not.
squeeze, we like to squeeze out the content. I don't even think we're trying to squeeze out the content. I just think I'm very poor at putting my thoughts together in an efficient manner. It took me a while to even put that sentence together because I was trying to find the next word that came after each word that I uttered. But I got through it. So we'll go on
Yep.
to the next topic. Did you have anything that you want to talk about before I get on to my topic?
No, let's rock with yours.
Sweet. That makes it a lot easier. And also now I have to stumble my way through this because I worded this horribly on my phone. All right, so this is last episode we talked about how I don't know if we talked about it or if we mentioned it, but Oppenheimer has an R rating.
Yep.
It's roughly 3 hours long. It's directed by Christopher Nolan, who used to be employed by Warner Bros. And is now with Universal after various disagreements. And Warner Bros. Is releasing a little film called Barbie on the same exact day as Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Is it is this pettiness? Is this coincidence? Only only everybody knows the answer to that question.
Mm-hmm. See, I
Uh
originally looked at it as they're releasing two blockbusters in the same day, one for guys and one for girls.
yeah. I mean I don't know if you've been paying attention to the the Sigma male pages on Instagram or whatever, but I don't you think you can convince me that Barbie is for little girls?
Oh, I did not say little.
I think from the things that I've seen online, Barbie is for men aged 25 to 35 who think they're Batman.
Okay.
Do you fall in that category? Do you think you're Batman?
I don't know. Do you?
Sometimes.
Okay. I mean, felt like
I listen to
Batman.
I listen to Something in the Way all the time in the dark.
I mean, I felt like Batman when I fucking leaned into that pitch and put it against the fence and
I
casually
didn't know
strolled into
Batman was
second
an
base.
avid softball player. I mean,
I
I
mean,
mean,
did you feel like Bat?
I
You
have the
feel like
Batmobile right here.
did you feel like Batman when you hit that inside the park home run?
Uh, no, I felt like uh I guess I felt like the Flash, but that's a stupid joke. I don't even like that portion of superheroes. I only like Batman. Flash is that's not even a funny joke. That's just stupid. And that's like the obvious answer. So I deduct points from myself for even thinking, let alone saying that. Who did I feel like? Um, I don't know. I don't have anything clever. I didn't feel like Batman, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
After the game, hopping in my fucking car that barely starts. I didn't feel like I was hopping in the Batmobile. But when I get home, when I sit down and play a little bit of Rocket League in the dark, with my hood up, listening to Something in the Way by
Something
Nirvana,
in
I
the
feel like Batman
way.
because
Yeah.
because I play with the Batmobile in Rocket League. So
Did you?
yeah, some
You've made the
so I
switch?
do feel like Batman. And with all the haze outside, I could feel like Batman during the day.
Oh shit!
I don't have to just go outside at 3 a.m. anymore and like
And run
walk
around
around
in the grass.
and and stand on top of my roof overlooking the community.
You don't have
I'm
to
the
just like
hero this community doesn't know that they even have
you don't
because
have to
they
just
don't know who I am.
you don't have to just run
That's the
around in your
funny thing.
backyard at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I could literally be the Batman that everyone, I wouldn't even need to hide the fact that I'm Bruce Wayne because nobody here knows who I am.
Yeah. You
I
just
could be like, oh, I'm Batman, aka Zack, and they'd be like, who, I don't know, who the fuck are you? Get away from my house.
yeah.
Are you the one with the bum ass car that doesn't start?
Yeah, you're the one that keeps
Is
climbing
that your
onto my roof.
Batmobile? Is that your Batmobile, you fucking loser?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Uh
Batmobile.
so we're gonna need you to actually just stop climbing onto my roof at like
Sir,
4 a.m.
you're not Batman.
Yeah. Are you the guy that just like runs from house to house on the roof like every night?
What are you gonna do if you fall? I'm gonna sue you. That's what I'm gonna do. Then I could get some money. I can resemble Bruce Wayne a little bit.
Yeah. You get a black
No,
car and then really feel like Batman.
if anything, I would definitely get sued for doing that. Trespassing, um, probably destruction of property. I'd probably like land on their flowers or something.
Like, officer, I'm Batman.
I'm sure. Look, I'm the
Yeah,
hero of this community.
it's so stupid.
It is very stupid.
This is so stupid.
This is rabbit hole. This is how rabbit hole
This
number
is
three, I think.
this is just so stupid. This is so dumb.
Yeah, it's
We're
very.
so fucking dumb. Just fucking talking about Barry to now how you're Batman just running around on the fucking
Yeah,
people's houses
a little
at
Pez
3 a.m.
dispenser.
You're fucking Bat. Where's your Batman mask?
This is the bad. Oh, it's right here.
You
Oh, I
fucking
keep
are.
that thing.
You are fucking Batman.
I keep that thing on me, dog.
You fucking look at him. Oh God! If you're listening
This
to
is
this on Apple Podcast, please go to fucking YouTube and look at Zach.
why
Zach
is it that
fucking
Batman has never why has Batman never had a beard?
Zach is
He's
fucking
always had a
Batman.
clean shaven face. Why has he never had a beard under that? I think that would look really cool.
Just fucking look at you.
No, he just look
Fucking look at you.
Batman with
Fucking look at you.
Batman with my type of facial hair right now looks like I look like a 14-year-old Mexican boy. Thing also doesn't center on my face very well. It itches, so I mean I don't know if we do thumbnails. I don't
Oh
think we do
yeah,
that
I'm
anymore.
fucking doing that shit. I'm
Yeah, there
using
you
that.
go.
I'm fucking doing that. I'm fucking doing that, dude.
I don't know. I think Batman would look cool with like an outdoorsman beard.
It's like a
And again, I guess
fucking
that would make
grizzly
it more
beard.
obvious. I guess that would make it more obvious who it is. Be like, Mr. Wayne, you look like a lumberjack all of a sudden. Are you the hero that we deserve? Are you the hero that's on my roof Are you the hero that fell off my roof and knocked my dish satellite off the roof? Are you the reason I can't watch the fucking NBA finals? No.
Is that
Say it like
you?
that.
Is that you at 4 a.m. and just wakes my kids up because you're just screaming at the top of your lungs on top of our roof?
Why are you narrating up there? Why are you saying the city is a slum?
you're
We don't live in a city. We live outside of Westchester.
yeah, you're up
We
there.
live in the
It's like
woods,
you're like we can
essentially.
hear you. You said last night that the wind smells like rain and that this city needs a protector, and then you fucking knocked my satellite off the roof.
I was trying to watch the Nuggets Heat, and then I hear a crash, and I look outside, and it's like a
It,
comic book, boom, crash, pow. But you just destroyed my deck. You went right through it. I was going to stain that tomorrow. It finally got warm outside.
Yeah.
And on
And
top
you,
of, I hear
on
you
top of that, you
monologuing.
on top of that,
I can
you
hear you
fucking
monologuing
you
up
left
there.
your Batman roof like on the part of the deck you didn't break. Your Batman masks. So you're gonna need it back.
Yeah, I have to decide if I actually tripped and fell off the roof or if I actually tried to like fly off the roof with a cape on, and it just didn't work. I got
Like
my little
you saw crime on that roof and you had to
yeah,
fucking just spring
I
into
got my
action.
flyers I got my flyers comforter around, just taped to my hands, gorilla tape to my hands.
Yeah, they're like,
On top of that,
no wonder you couldn't catch yourself. You taped your hands into a fist and you fucking comforter. You couldn't open
yeah,
your
they
hand.
went outside. They went outside to see it was that there was nobody there, but they the only way they tracked me down was there was a Beats pill strapped to my Batman belt, just blasting something in the way.
It's just sprinting through the yards at
I was
4
sprinting
a.m.
towards the wood. I was sprinting towards the woods. They heard me slip and fall down the hill and land in the creek.
And the music cut out. You're, fuck. Just
You,
fucking bought. I just fucking bought that.
hmm,
Just bought that fucking Beats pill.
you have a charger.
You just
Please
show up
share
at
your charger with me.
show up at the house. You knock the satellite off. Ring the doorbell. Soaking
Like,
wet, dripping, water
yeah.
pouring out of your fucking Batman mask. You're like, do you have a charger?
Even on the nights that I don't fall off the roof, they still know I'm up there. And I ask them
Yeah, you
how.
sound like fucking.
And
You sound
they
like all
and
14 reindeer.
they say, fucking Christmas Eve, the kids get excited because Santa Claus landed on the roof. No,
It's just Zack just
no, it's
narrating the
just
fucking. Just
I'm up there monologuing. I'm saying the sky smells like fire. The city is a cesspool. Crime, poverty. Like the mayor's
and
corrupt. I don't
and
even know if
just
there's a. I don't even know who the mayor
justice
is.
as you fall from the fuck in mid monologue.
No, I'm just everybody's sleeping in the house, and I'm on the roof. Rachel,
Justice.
Rachel.
And then just fuck by just fucking crying.
Yeah, I'm just reciting the college humor skit up there. It's like we totally had sex. It's, it's 4 a.m. Get off our fucking roof.
Yeah, I just see like the family inside, like just fucking hitting the fucking ceiling with a broom. And you're like, keep it down in there.
They're at the point they're
You're
not
gonna
even
knock me
trying
off.
to get me. They're
You're
not
gonna
even
knock
trying to get me to leave the roof anymore. They just want me to be quiet while I'm on the roof.
you're gonna knock me off the roof.
No, I'm not even they're not even trying to get me off the roof anymore. They just want me to be quiet up there at this point.
Yeah. You're
Or
gonna start
like
being
no,
like,
I
if I
pay like a
did,
quarter of the rent. I pay a quarter of their rent monthly so I can just hang out up there when the sun goes down.
if you don't want me on your roof, can I just perch off your deck?
Yeah. What's your Venmo? I'm gonna send you $250.
Also, can you
I'm gonna set
jumpstart
up
my
like a
car?
beach. Yeah, I'll set up a beach chair up there because I'm gonna get tired of crouching on the chimney. I have no cartilage in my knees. That's canon. That's canon from Dark Knight Rises. All
Oh
right,
shit.
that's
You're gonna need
yeah,
him to
that's the end
fuck.
of that rabbit hole.
You're gonna need him to put like a fucking like a lattice ladder up the side of their house. You'd be like, you, did you just make it easier for me to climb? It's so fucking hard.
Get up there in the morning, ask them when I get down. They're like, how'd you get up there? I don't know. I was wasted. I never know how I got up here.
I was chasing crime.
You have a ladder, and all they have is a little step stool, 2 feet tall. That'll have to do. I'm gonna jump down and break both ankles. I hope you have good insurance.
Completely missed the fucking step
Yeah.
stool.
Uh, We are farmers. Bum, ba, 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 bum.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons was
Just steps. J.K. Simmons
Gordon in the
just
video games too.
J.K. Simmons just steps into frame.
Yep. J.K. Simmons
Does this
did.
ever
He
happen to
played.
you?
Yeah, he played Gordon in the Batman Asylum
Oh
and
fuck.
yeah, the Arkham games. So that's canon too.
We're gonna write a script. We're gonna film that.
That's yeah. That has a lot of potential.
It's a shit ton of potential.
I mean,
Oh
not
god,
the
this
weirdest,
this it. I mean, it can fucking work, dude. So
not the
follow the
weirdest
you
rabbit hole of
subscribe
the
to the
day, but
YouTube channel because some point this summer that's going up. You're gonna fucking get it. You're
it's
gonna get Zack.
literally going up. Literally going up.
It is just like the city on fire.
It's going up in flames. The most violent continent in the world is spreading to the United States.
And that's when you just start going, I can't fucking breathe. So
Asthmatic
much,
Batman.
so much smoke.
Metaphorical. Uh, all right.
Oh fuck.
I'm
Okay.
gonna put
What
it. I'm
else?
gonna put it into that. I think that
That was good.
that
All
went
right.
on a sufficient amount of time.
All right. What else do we got?
That stemmed from um Oppenheimer v. Barbie. That whole thing just stemmed from that.
Yeah, because you asked me if
So
I
we
ever
didn't even
thought I
talk
was
about the
if I
topic at
ever
hand.
thought I was Batman. Yeah, continue. All right. So
I don't even remember how we started down that.
because you said you read something on some sus Instagram page that said do you guys ever feel like Batman?
Oh,
Because
right. Because the target audience of the Barbie movie is literally Batman. Okay. That was that was Homer's Odyssey right there.
oh fuck.
All right, so the next one I have, I don't have anything to go along with it. All I have is I Am Legend 2 is happening. And
All
that's about all I
right.
know.
Awesome. Next topic.
Yeah. So sorry, I
No,
Am Legend 2.
I do have something. Dude,
Gave-
wasn't it announced that like I Am Legend 2 is gonna start off based off of the alternate ending from the first one?
Yeah, which is a much better ending to be fair.
Okay.
I think
I
originally it was supposed to have Michael B. Jordan, but apparently Will Smith is back now.
oh, I didn't know that. I do remember them. I do remember
Why don't we get
reading
Chris Rock?
months ago that they were gonna start. They were gonna finish the story or start this new story off of the previous alternate ending with Michael B. Jordan. But
Yeah, I
now that Will
did
Smith's
see.
back, I guess.
Yeah, I did. The only, if you look up I Am Legend 2, the only person on the cast list is just Michael B. Jordan.
Mhm.
But since there's been some more news coming out lately, has said that Will, S- I don't know if they actually might both be in it, according to
Mhm.
this, will star Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan. As
Interesting.
Nick Capelli is trying to FaceTime me right now. He always
Oh,
picks the worst times to try to FaceTime me. All right, so there's
interesting.
that.
Okay.
Uh, and Alice Braga might return. So
Interesting.
there's that. So that's I Am Legend 2. Didn't give it nearly the attention that we gave fucking Batman. Uh,
Understandably so.
didn't. Yeah, you're gonna come out of this episode knowing
Knowing what
nothing
our
else,
future
knowing no
YouTube
new
plans are.
information about Oppenheimer and no new information about Barbie.
You're just gonna know that
So,
we have a fucking banger of a skit that we're gonna fucking start planning.
yeah. And you now know how I spend my evenings. Uh, eh. I broke character there for a second. Shit.
Ah, shit.
All right.
Shit.
So yeah, then I have pretty much just the list of movies that have to be seen by both of us. 13 Lives. I don't know if you've seen that yet. You did?
Yep.
Interesting. When did you watch that?
I watched it a while back. I can actually
Oh
find
shit! I thought you
you.
said.
Yeah, with
Oh,
Colin Farrell
oh
and
yeah,
yep,
and
Viggo
it's
Mortensen.
I always mix up the names of Viggo Mortensen and Mads Mikkelsen.
I was just about to say. I no shit. I was just about to say Mads Mikkelsen.
It always
Uh,
or Ben Mendelsohn.
the new.
The
Oh
three of
yeah,
those I was mixing things up.
the new Spider Man.
Yeah, the new Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Ben
remember that?
Mendelsohn's the new Spider-Man.
Yeah, remember who do you think's going to be the new Spider Man? Ben Mendelsohn.
This is how you know it's just been. We started here when we went over there and we made our way over there, and
Oh, then
now we're
we
somewhere.
went on to
So
the
we're
roof.
somewhere behind this wall right now.
We went onto the roof at one point.
Yeah, well, I'm very familiar with that area.
Okay.
Uh,
When did I see?
I don't know if so I don't know if. All right, let me reset here.
Yeah, let's do a
So
hard
13
reset.
Lives has been seen by both of us. I still need to watch 3,000 Years of Longing.
Hmm.
John Wick 4 Evil Dead Rise. I gotta figure out. I don't know if
How
those
to
are
see?
streaming yet. I want, or if even if they're in theater. I mean, I can't get to the fucking theaters. I'm literally
No.
broken down here. I'm quarantined again.
Yeah.
So that there's Skinamarink. Um, and I'm also trying to watch more short films too.
Yes, you mentioned that
Yeah,
last
Cortisone.
week.
Yes, I'm gonna get around to. I'm gonna watch Cortisone probably since it's on YouTube. I can just watch that. I just watch that tomorrow or
Hmm.
Saturday. I don't know if my car is able to be started tomorrow, then I might not be able to. But I mean, even if I just got to take it into the goddamn shop.
Yeah.
This is frustrating. I might just go out at 3 a.m. before I do my Batman shenanigans and see if it starts, just to
Hmm.
see if the battery just needed a little bit of time.
Okay.
So if it doesn't start, then I'll probably watch it tomorrow, and I'll watch a few more of these. And um, God damn it, I knew there was something I wanted to talk
Yes.
about,
So
and it got.
you want to talk about Indiana Jones 5 box office becoming an
Here's
absolute
the thing, I
flop.
accidentally deleted three things from my notes when I was deleting things from last episode, but I threw them into the text chain, and I completely forgot about it. And Legend 2, we spent a whole 2 seconds on that. And Indiana Jones 5 is set to lose like $500 million.
Which is weird because just the other week they were saying this was like going to be the best, like one of the best Indiana Jones since Temple of Doom.
Who
It
was
got
saying that?
there are tons of
Producer?
news. No, obviously no. No, there was like a lot of news outlets that were saying that it was all over Instagram for a bit. It got a huge ovation when it got released during some like little festival or like the
I think that was
pre-screening or
more for
whatever.
Harrison Ford in his last turn as Indiana Jones.
Uh, but yeah,
I've
this says
heard nothing but
box
bad
office
things.
tracking revealed for Indiana Jones 5. The movie's projected to open lower than Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is absolute dog shit.
And that is adjusting for inflation.
Yes,
And what is that? What was Crystal Skull? Like 120
100,
million or something in its
100,
first opening?
100 compared to the $100 million taken by Crystal Skull in its first 3 days in 2008. This tracking data indicates 60 to 70 million for the opening weekend of Indiana Jones 5,
Woof.
which is, I
And the
bet you, we can fucking put this Batman skit out in theaters and it could maybe hit 60 to 70 million worldwide.
Well,
That's how
I
low
mean,
a
I
number
can
60 to 70
guarantee it
million
would be
is.
more financially successful than this is going to be. That's like a 300-ish million dollar budget.
And it's only going to make
Ugh.
$70 million back.
I don't, it's not going to make any of it back. You consider what do you do when you have a budget on a movie and then that budget is usually doubled with marketing costs
Mm-hmm.
and the whole marketing campaign. So that's over $600 million, and it's tracking let's just say not so favorably so far. And I couldn't really care less.
Yeah,
Correct. Oh,
correct.
that's a separate that's a separate text chain. I thought you were texting me, correct.
No, I mean, you are
I was
correct
like, what a weird way to communicate. But not looking great here.
at all.
So we're looking, and this is yet another Disney flop, and it makes me wonder when Kathleen Kennedy is going to either step down or be politely told to step down,
Mm-hmm.
considering the amount of money that they're just hemorrhaging right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe the Little Mermaid's doing all that well overseas either. Again, couldn't be
No.
fucking bothered. But that's that, and I will have more information on it as the information becomes available.
Yes. There is
I
one
might
thing
not,
I
and I
have as
might
well.
not even report on it because I just don't give a flying fuck.
Um, there is
I
going to be a Ocean's 11 prequel.
Yeah, I think we went over this last week.
Oh, I don't remember. With Margot Robbie
Yeah,
and Ryan Gosling.
it's Ryan Gosling.
Yep.
Is there a
And
director attached?
Jay Roach.
Jay Roach. Jay Roach doing Oceans. What Oceans what? There's
Um,
so many different oceans. I don't, and
I
they're
don't
all
think
out
there's
of
an
order.
official title.
Next Oceans movie. Next Oceans. Okay, that's apparently there's going to be another ocean. Like there's no longer going to be the seven seas, or I guess it's the eight seas now.
Yeah.
So I guess there's going to be a ninth sea coming in the near future.
Hmm.
One more sea for our deduction of Pluto. Next Oceans movie. Okay. Uh, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon. I don't see. Oh, there's Ryan Gosling. Margot Robbie. Ocean's 11 remake. Remake.
No, it's a
Okay.
prequel.
Well, Movie Web here says remake.
Oh, is it a remake? Oh, it's supposed to be a
Um,
prequel.
Apparently they're filming it right now.
Further details on the new Ocean's
Will
11
lead.
prequel have been hard to come by since last year's announcement.
Says it's a remake of the 1960s original Ocean's 11.
It is. Yep, this movie is set in Monte Carlo in 1962.
Uh, which leads me to wonder why not just watch the 60s one from the 60s?
Because money, baby.
You know what? I don't value money. I value originality,
Well, you're not
which is
gonna get
why I
that.
don't have any money. I don't have any money to value. So,
Yeah.
kiss my ass, Kathleen Kennedy. You're about to have less money than me after this Indiana Jones flop.
Yep.
Yeah, just generally, fuck you, Disney. I'm glad you're finally getting your comeuppance. Although the bad guys usually come out on top, so I'm sure they'll figure something out. But there's that. So I just find it very,
It was a very slow week.
well, I find it very difficult, not difficult, just, I guess difficult. Difficult to talk about things that I just don't give a flying fuck about. I don't really care about I Am Legend 2 coming out. Um, I'm not good with math. It came out in 2007, so like fucking 17 years. 17 years? Is that 17? I think it's 17 years after the first one. I don't know why they waited so fucking long. Indiana Jones 5, 16 years after the last Indiana Jones, and the last Indiana Jones sucked ass
Yep.
as well. So, I guess
It's
that
not really
leads me
looking good for I'm
to,
Legend.
no, it's not. And again, I don't, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't know nothing interesting to say about. I just don't know anything about I Am Legend 2 at this point, and I don't give a fuck about Indiana Jones 5. I'll just watch the original three. I don't need. I'll watch. I will happily watch the box office statistics though, and I'm rooting for Disney to lose a metric fuck ton of money so that we can little voice crack there. Um. Oh, there was another little voice crack there. That's probably the reason I'm getting avoided.
Hmm.
Ugh. But I'll be watching, hoping they lose a shit ton of money because drastic results usually require drastic change. But that's just me being a hopeful romantic,
Yep.
and that never goes well for anyone. So I'm sure Disney will keep doing what the fuck they've been doing. They'll have a live action remake of the live action remake of Lion King soon, and I'm sure The Little Mermaid will um
Get
have
some
like a
Japanese adaptation.
yeah, she'll be a little Japanese girl like chopping up dolphins for their fins or something. I don't I don't fucking know.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
not
cancel me. I don't give a shit.
it. All
I
right.
don't care about cancel me, Disney. All right.
All
And
right.
Japan, you can't cancel me because you do like to kill a lot of dolphins. So I don't know.
All
I'm
right.
I'm
It
Team
was.
Shark anyway. I'm Team Shark. So just don't kill sharks because they're cool. But
Yeah.
dolphins are pretty cool too.
All right.
And that's
Well.
where I stand on my. This is the activist section
Yep.
of this film podcast. We have a
And
different section for everything.
we do.
Talk about
Hopefully next week has more interesting topics that
yeah, there
surface. It was a very fucking slow week. It was a brutal week. Really, nothing happened.
yeah, and
Like
I'm
nothing
still
interesting.
yeah, and
Nothing
I'm
talking
still
worthy.
and I mean partially that's just a slow week and also partially us being kind of lazy and not watching any of the fucking movies that we have on this list. So I've watched all these movies here 3,000 Years of Longing, John Wick 4, Evil Dead Rise, Air, Skinamarink, Corazon, and I've watched exactly none of those, so haven't done myself many favors. So for
Perfect.
all the thousands of comments that we're about to get saying, well, I mean, you did it to yourself.
Fuck you.
I understand that, but um, I'll come back next week with some actual topics that I am interested in talking about because I
And,
don't. Uh,
and we will have
I'm Legend
one.
2 isn't giving me a whole lot Dial of Destiny. I couldn't give a fuck. Like if I even tried, I couldn't give a fuck.
Yep.
I'm trying really hard right now, and nothing's happening. So I'm
And we
letting
will
it go.
have either one of two reviews next week as well, either 3,000 Years of Longing, if Zach can get around to watching it, or 13 Lives, which Zach has watched.
We both watched 13 Lives,
Correct. Which we both have watched.
and
So
I
we'll
just
have
haven't.
either one of two
I guess
reviews
we can
coming
talk about
next
that
week
next
for
week.
that. Yeah. We could just make that. We don't even, let's say fuck the news and let's just do both. Let's just review both of them because last time we tried to review more than one movie, the podcast went for 4 hours.
Yeah. Um. Oh yeah. The one thing I actually did want to talk about that we'll push this to next week. Um. The one actual interesting that it's not really like updated news. It's just something we haven't talked about yet. But it's become my most anticipated movie of this year now, and that is The Voyage of the Demeter, which
The
is the
voyage of
latest. We're getting two Dracula films in
the
the
voyage
next
of
uh
the Dawn Treader.
of the Dawn Treader. Is that a Skyrim reference?
It's the fucking Narnia movie.
Oh, it's been forever. Who was the Dawn Treader?
Yeah, there's the boat.
Which one was he?
He was the boat.
Was he the lion?
No, he was. That's Aslan. The
What?
Dawn. That's Aslan. Aslan, Liam Neeson's character. The that's the lion. The Dawn Treader is the
Oh,
name of that fucking boat that
oh,
they were on. And it's the voyage of the Dawn Treader, and it was the fucking boat.
which one was that? Was it the second one?
No,
Was
third
it the
one,
third one?
because Prince Caspian was in that one.
I don't. Hmm. I,
And
it's
then they
been a
just stopped
very, very
making
long
them.
time since I watched the Narnia movies. The only memory I had was we watched.
Mr. Tumnus.
I don't have any memories like
You know
from
you
what
you,
happened in there
you don't
in the
remember
movie. I
Mr. Tumnus? Mr.
fucking
Tumnus was
know.
that fucking goat, that man goat.
He was a centaur.
Yeah, but he was without his horns. He was just like a newly centaur. He like
Oh,
wore
what a
that red.
pussy!
He wore the red scarf. He made friends with the little girl. Because
He
he
made
saved her
friends
from
with
the
the little
white.
girl, huh?
From he.
Oh, did he?
Just fucking. You better go fucking put your Batman mask on and go hunt his ass down.
I fucking will. Not in my city. Although, is he doing it outside of my city limits? Because then I can't do shit.
No,
He's doing it
it's in the.
outside of Gotham. I can't do anything
No,
about it.
he's inside the closet because
See,
inside
that's
that.
the thing I was talking about. That's the only memory I have. The only
You're gonna have to.
substantial memory I have from those
You're gonna have to go to
movies
your
is we
neighbor's
watched it.
house.
We watched it in like fourth grade, and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." When they went in the
In the
um
cupboard or
yeah, the
the
wardrobe,
wardrobe.
but I called it a closet, and I was like, "That's really cool." When they came out of the closet, and like three of my classmates called me gay for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah. So that's what you're gonna have to do. You have to
That's
go to
all I
your neighbor's.
remember.
You have to go into
Okay,
your neighbor's house with the Batman mask, and you're gonna have to fucking go into that closet and fight crime.
yeah, that, and I remember the bombing run at the beginning of the first movie, which was pretty cool. So
But
there's
oh yeah,
that.
there was a bombing run. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They did. They dropped a
Yeah, it was
fucking
like
nukes.
where
It
it
was like
was
World War II.
World War II. They were in London, or they were somewhere in England. And they
Hmm.
were all like underground. And I remember being shooketh because I hadn't seen much death on screen up to that point.
Hmm. And then they dropped the bombs in Guillermo del
I say,
Toro's Pinocchio, and you cried.
I mean, it was a very touching movie, beautiful movie,
All right.
and there's no reason that you should have a Noakes rated higher than blonde. That's absurd. You need to change that. That's another. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep pushing topics to next week because these episodes are being infested by rabbits, and we're falling in the rabbit holes. Yeah. And mute that fucking cough. I don't want to
Fucking
hear that
did. I,
shit.
I fucking muted that shit.
Yeah, good.
Fucking the emphysema stuck in my
Yeah,
fucking
it's,
lungs.
I
You're
thought
gonna
you
have
went
to.
quiet again. I was about to leave and rejoin.
No, You're gonna have to put that fucking Batman mask off and come fight the cough that's in my throat. It's fucking.
Yeah,
It's attacking me unprovoked.
I'm gonna
It's all the
I'll rip your throat out and say, "Don't worry, Citizen. You're safe." And then I'm gonna go like fucking put a toddler in a coma for jaywalking. That'll be fun.
Have you ever
I got a
seen those?
packed night. I got a
The
packed
fucking.
night ahead of me.
Have you seen the fucking Batman memes where it's like it's like the city's on fire, but it's like Batman just fucking pummeling a jaywalker, and it's just this guy dressed as a Batman just like punching the screen.
Oh yeah, those are my favorites. Like, you know what he's having. That's what I thought.
He's just fucking killing somebody
It's
in the street just with his fists.
they're my favorite, and they're still going strong. Uh, Memes that are not going as strong anymore.
Moth memes.
President's play, the president's AI uh,
Oh yeah,
gaming session memes. Those I haven't seen any of those in like the last 2 weeks, and I really enjoyed those.
those were very funny. We went through like a whole like week and a half of just in our group chat in the John Street group chat, just only sending these these TikToks back and forth.
It was up there with like the Area 51 raid era
Yeah,
in terms of like influence.
yeah.
And it was probably the longest too. It was better part of like a month and a half that was going on, and I enjoyed every second of it. It, it was an enjoyable meal. I mean, nowhere near to the level that, um, as we all know, the goat of all meme templates, the moth meme was, but that was much more short-lived than I think it deserved to be. If it
You're
were up
gonna
to
bring that
me,
back.
I
Why
would
don't you
bring them
have?
back right now. I'd bring them back yesterday.
Why don't you have like a
I'm gonna
framed
make a
picture of the
film.
moth meme?
It's gonna be my background. After this episode, I'm gonna change it to my background.
No
Moth meme,
more, no more
the
gladiator
giant.
poster. No more fucking Fight Club poster. It's just gonna be you in front of the moth
All
meme.
this is just gonna be dedicated to like the Legend of the Mothman, and, and I'm just gonna have lamps everywhere, and it's gonna be perfect. It's
Fuck
gonna be
yeah,
great. It's gonna be grand. I'm
fuck
bringing the
yeah,
moth
dude.
meme back. I'm going to make a film dedicated around the moth meme, and it's
I
gonna
got
win
it.
best screenplay
I
at
got it.
in three Oscars.
Your
3 years
Batman.
from now.
Your Batman is fighting the people trying to rid the moth meme.
The hero, not the hero we need, but the hero we deserve.
Yep.
That's
Not the
both
hero.
Batman and the Mothman.
Nope. Not the
No, the
hero we.
Mothman is the hero that we need and the hero that we deserve.
It's
Now
not the
he's the
hero,
hero we need, but we don't deserve him because we're such a shitty society now. That's
and
why the
you
Mothman went away
you are not the
because we don't
hero
deserve to have him back
that
yet.
we need or deserve, but you are the hero that we just have.
I'm not the hero that you wanted nor asked for, but I am the hero that you are stuck with.
Yep,
That's
that's
good.
it.
I'm gonna put that on the front of the posters as you walk into Regal, and I'm not gonna put any title. I'm not gonna put any artwork. I'm just gonna put that in Times New Roman text,
Yep.
and at the bottom,
I'm
rated NC-17
I'm not the hero that you wanted
at
or asked for,
at
but I'm the
three
hero that you're stuck. But I'm the one you're stuck with.
3 hours and 26-minute runtime.
Yep. Oh, that's a great one.
So
Oh, I think we just found. I think we
put
just
that in
found
your
the.
proverbial pipe and smoke it.
I think we're just. I think we just found the title for this episode.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can take your pick. There's quite a few options that we could go to, but I think that one probably has the most potential.
And I found the greatest thumbnail, and the greatest thumbnail and the greatest post for socials that I will do. I will make as soon as we end this recording. I'll send them to you because this is going to be fucking
Nice.
great.
Yeah. So what's our recording time right now? I
Just
like
about time.
well, what does that mean? Like an hour and a half? I don't know what our usual time frame
Yeah,
is. I don't think
about an
we
hour and a
have one.
half. It's about an hour and a half.
I guess it
I
fluctuates.
think we keep them to like an hour to an hour and a half. I think it's a good.
Well, we can't keep them to an hour. I think that's impossible.
No, I think an hour and a
But
half is a good time.
okay. So we're coming up on the end of this one. Um,
So
more of
next
a
week,
definitely more of a goofy episode,
yep.
more of a meme-oriented episode, which is always fun.
So we'll do this
Nice to
next
keep it
week.
nice and lighthearted.
Uh, next week, watch 3,000 Years of Longing and 13 Lives. If you don't want to be spoiled, we're gonna put that disclaimer in right now. If not, don't listen. So you have a whole week to watch two movies and
Yeah,
one.
do your homework, kiddos.
Yep, we give you homework every
Um,
episode at the end.
and I want come in here with your weekly book with your weekly report.
Yep, you need your reading log
And
and your
if
box
it's not
tops.
good enough, then you can expect me on your roof
Just
because I
screaming.
will be. Yeah. Also, oh yeah, one more thing. If any of you are fans of Blade Runner 2049, there's a music video that I want you to watch. It is called Like a Villain by Bad Omens. Not only is it a fucking banger of a song, but I think if you watch it, you will appreciate the cinematography if you're a fan of Blade Runner 2049.
Yep, and we will put the link.
I
We
was very transfixed when I saw the music video. It's very, very, very Blade Runner 2049-esque.
we will put the link in the description of the YouTube and of the podcast, so you can click it right from there
Yeah,
to watch this.
but watch the music video. It's really good.
Cool,
Very, it's a feast for the eyes.
sweet. So
Um,
two reviews next week. Succession next week, and I think that's about it.
that's one review.
Two reviews.
Or do you mean two reviews and Succession?
Yeah, Succession's not going to be long, right? It's only one episode, two episodes maybe, depending on whatever you can pump through.
I mean, I might fuck around and do I might fuck around and do two. Who knows?
Fuck yeah. And we'll just play it by ear. You kind of know what we're going to talk about
Yeah.
next week, so there you go.
So, all right. So we got 13 lives, Succession, and 3,000 Years of Longing. All right. So I'm gonna make a separate list here of push push topics that we're gonna keep pushing or delaying.
Forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a under the push. We're gonna have Blonde Debate 2.0.
Yep.
Um, Corazon. So I'm going to. I might watch that next week if it's getting pushed to. I need to have. We need to have like a set lineup of what we're going to talk about the next week, so I know exactly what I'm going to watch. So 3,000 Years of Longing is locked in for next week.
Perfect.
Succession, maybe two episodes if I'm feeling frisky. And
13 lives.
um so we
13
got what?
lives.
Succession, 3,000 Years of Longing. That's the two we have right now.
And 13 lives.
Right. Okay. So I gotta I don't know if I have to rewatch it. Oh fuck it, I'll rewatch it. I have nowhere to go anyway.
Cool.
All right, and in the delayed topics, Blonde 2.0, Corazon, John Wick 4, Evil Dead Rise, Air, Skinamarink. And we're not going to talk about the Bad Omens music video, but just watch it because it's really cool.
Sweet.
And with that, we're going to shut down. What is this, episode 14?
This is 13.
Damn! I'm already getting ahead of myself.
You are.
All right.
So until next week,
Bye, y'all.
kisses.
Hopefully his mic sounded good. I don't have to re-record all this word by word.